Hey Passionpreneurs, Lauren Bateman here, answering a very important question. Do you need a business plan? Well, do you? Let's find out. Business plans can be very important, especially if you're someone who likes to be organized and have a plan. And they're particularly important when you want to get a loan from a bank. Some places won't give you funding without a well-written business plan. I've gotten funding without a business plan, but if you're going for like a bigger capital loan, you'll probably need to present some sort of business plan. Outside of that, if you're a small-time entrepreneur like me, you probably don't need a business plan. And I think there's a very important reason why, and I'm going to tell you about that right now. Being in business over a decade, I've learned a lot that there's so much that changes sometimes year to year in a business. And sometimes there's things we can't plan for. For example, right now, we're in the middle of the worst economic downturn due to the coronavirus since the Great Depression, okay? No one, absolutely no one has planned for this moment. So that's the thing about a business plan, is you can plan things out and you try to plan things 1 year, 5 year, 10 years in advance. But when I started my business, I never imagined and would have never put in a business plan that starting out as a private music teacher, I would own 3 music schools. Would never have put that in my business plan. My business kind of evolved organically. What I prefer over a business plan is yearly goals with specific targets. It's great to think long-term and big picture, but know that a lot of those big picture and long-term things are going to change depending on what's happening year to year. So let me give you an example here. When I started out in my business, the target was just to make money to pay my bills. That was the initial target. And once I hit that target, I was like, okay, I'm going to expand from here. So once I had enough money to make my bills, my next target was that, hey, I now need to make more money so that, I can maybe, buy a car so I can have a car payment, pay my rent, whatever. So the initial target was, I just got to make some money to pay my bills. And the next target was, I'd like to have a little extra money to do things that are fun. Once I got to that point, my business got to a point where I didn't want to give up any more of my time. I had set a number of hours that I wanted to teach my lessons, and I didn't want to give any more time. But I knew I had a target. I need to make more money. How do I make more money without giving more of my time? And the answer to that question was I needed to hire someone. So I hired another teacher to work the hours I didn't want to work. So now I started leveraging someone else's time. Eventually that person got busy and my house started getting a little crazy, so we thought it might be a good idea to move the business into a commercial space. And that evolved. And what happened after a couple of years of being in that commercial space, I had a car crash through my business. Again, something that would never be planned for in a business plan. Fortunately, we survived that, and I was able to open 2 more businesses after that, and I have lots of employees that work for me now. And like I said, we're in the middle of this virus, and we're shifting our business to try and accommodate for that. So any business plan that I would have had written, I would have had to rip it up and throw it out the window right now because it wouldn't be applicable. I think the most important thing for business owners is just to get started and do something. A lot of people get stuck in that planning phase, okay? This is step 1, this is step 2, and I know a lot of people work in those step-by-steps, but don't get caught up in the planning stages too much. There's never a right time to go into business. You just got to do it, okay? The person who plans every step of their business in a business plan is no better off than the person over here who's just shooting and going for it and doing what they have to do. Planning is great. Action is way better. Overall, your business plan should be to take action and hit targets. Unless you need to go for a big capital loan, I wouldn't waste any time or energy into creating this big, well-written business plan. I've never had a business plan for the entire time that I've been in business, and we just shoot for targets, and my business has grown since starting it over 10 years ago. The tips I gave in this video are really a great foundational process for building a business and growing a business, making sure that you're always hitting those targets. Hope you found the information here useful. YouTube's gonna pop up a couple other videos that you might wanna go check out on building a business, and I hope to see you guys in another video.